Hey everyone, we are just a couple of minutes out from starting the webinar. Nikita from the team is going to send you a link for the YouTube live streaming link. Sometimes Zoom is not really the very best in terms of streaming live video, especially with audio. So if you're having any troubles with video, please join the YouTube link and we'll join the conversation in just about 2 minutes. Thank you all. Hey everyone, it's 10:30 India time. It is 10 a.m. Pacific time. So we are ready to get started. A few more people will be joining in. I'm seeing more and more people trickling in, but we will have a recording of this webinar that we'll send out after this thing. So let's get started and welcome once again. We have today Richie and me, and we'll quickly start with our introductions. But before that, a very warm welcome to all of you. We're really excited to talk to you about personalized video, especially personalized videos at scale. It is something that can be a very good way to engage people and a very good way to drive different kinds of business results. And that's something that we'll talk about today. We are very excited by it, and I hope by the end of it, you are excited about using it for your business as well. So let's get to it. So a little bit of background about myself. I'm Satish. I'm the founder and CEO of Rocketium. Rocketium is a video and image automation platform that was founded in 2015. So we have a few years of experience in visual content, especially visual content at scale. We are a diverse team of 27 people who have experience in a wide range of companies, ranging from massive corporations to startups, as well as companies in different parts of the world. That has helped us serve over 100,000 businesses from 55 countries, again, ranging from very large companies to solo entrepreneurs, individual freelancers, nonprofits, government organizations, and so on. And we are very excited by visual content, and we hope you'll learn a lot more about us during this webinar. On to you, Richie.
Thank you, Satish, for including us in your webinar. Bridge Digital was started back in 2002. Primarily, we were started to provide infrastructure around the creation, storage, and delivery of video content. Typically, we've designed and installed on-premise solutions, but in recent years, the cloud integrations are becoming the norm. We work with traditional global broadcast organizations like A&E Networks and Comcast. We have a mixture of corporate communications, customers like Deloitte and Amazon. And we also support hybrid customers like Peloton Interactive that sell products and services, but are also promoting a healthy lifestyle through their community via live stream and video on demand solutions. And of course, specifically to this webinar, we've become both a customer and a solution partner with Rocketiam.
Thanks so much, Richie. And one big reason for including Richie in this is his rich experience in building these kinds of personalized video experiences for his clients. So we have today a mix of corporates as well as product companies as well as agencies who have joined us in this webinar. So I hope all of you have something to take away from this, and especially those of you who are looking to build these kinds of experiences. Richie and his team will be a great resource to talk to you. So briefly, let's go over the agenda. Like with everything else that is important, we'll start with the why. We'll talk about why personalization delivers results, why it is important. After which we'll talk about how it can be used in your business. There are many ways to do it, and we'll give you some examples that will give you some more inspiration and ideas. Once we get to that, we'll also talk about some of the challenges that businesses face today in actually solving this thing. Because as great as personalization might be, as great as video it is, there are challenges in creating that at scale, and we'll talk about those as well as give you practical solutions to solve it. And in the end, we'll have some time to answer questions that you have. So please post them in the chat and talk to us. We have Nikita from our team, as well as Richie and I, who are looking at the chat. We will also talk a little bit about the free consultation that we are doing, especially for companies who are looking to integrate this into their experiences. So watch out in the end for this thing, as well as a link that we'll send out. So with this, let's get to it. We'll start with why personalization delivers results. And before we talk a lot more and show you more static text, let's show you a little more video, because that's what this whole thing is about. Now, most of you are not surprised by this video because you got this in an email within a couple of minutes of signing up for the webinar. The reason we sent you this video was we wanted to show you that personalized video can be used in many different ways, and what better way to get you excited about a webinar on personalized video than using it in an email with you. The idea was to show you how personalized video can be created, but also show you how it can be really, really effective. So here is some stats that will show you how it really worked for us. We had some idea that personalized video is going to be successful, but we had no idea that in this case, when we did it in a few minutes, you got this video, how successful it would be. So our goal was to pique your interest, get you excited about personalized videos. And when you got that email, more than 52% of the people actually clicked the link in the email, which is way more than the industry standard of 2.5%. Once you got to the page, almost 80% of the people played the video. This is a huge jump from the 25% that is the industry standard. Again, a big reason for that was seeing your name on it, seeing something that was contextual and relevant to the action that you did, which was signing up for a webinar. And the best part, there is no point of people clicking on a link or ending up on a page if they don't actually watch the video. So a very relevant content, something that was contextual and personalized to you, made sure that 97% of the people watched more than half of the video. And this is, again, a big jump from the industry standard of 37%. So it's no surprise that personalized content, especially when sent at the right time with the right context and the message, is really, really powerful. So that is what we wanted to cover. So Richie will now talk a little bit more about personalized video and the statistic that drive this thing.
Well, over 2018 and 2019, we know that corporations and marketing teams understand the value of personalization. One of the things that's important about that investing in personalization is being able to measure that investment and make sure that the efforts that you're putting to are going to lead to results. Those results, when you're using video across social media shares, grow by 12 times just using text or picture data. We know that there are over 3 billion monthly searches on YouTube. So our customers and friends and communities are living in YouTube. And then 82% of the internet bandwidth is used for video. So if we want measurable results from your personalization, you really should use video in a personalized way. It can provide up to 280% more engagement than just text emails. People will watch and engage just like we've shown with the video that you saw. 62% more time spent on the same page that has video. And you want to keep the people engaged while they're viewing it. We're going to get a 35% higher retention rate over non-personalized videos. So very compelling reasons to make that investment. The next point that we'd like to talk about is how we get those personalized videos delivered. Obviously, email is something we're all inundated with every day, but video invites work, especially if you're coming from a trusted email source. Personalized greetings that provide recommendations are a powerful part of the story. Websites that have video landing pages built in that show a specific intent and can provide information about products and services and support questions through blogs also provide a very powerful reason for people to view your videos. Clearly, social posts, everyone has a group of influence. The people that they influence and the way that they do that is through social media. User-generated content and personalized ads delivered through social media that are easily shared are very important. And of course, we're never very far away from our mobile device. That mobile device is going to provide an interface for us to view and interact with video content. That it's going to help with product launches and obviously cart abandonment, which is very important to follow through.
And absolutely. So these stats, as well as your own personal experience in watching this webinar video, shows you that personalized video can be really powerful. What we want to do next is show you a few examples of real world use cases. Some of these are actual customers. Some of these are people who have made this thing live in their environments. Of course, we have taken, changed the names of those clients, but you get the idea of what some of these use cases are. And as we go through these, I would love for a show of hands using the raise hand feature of Zoom to tell us if any of these ideas connected with you. Just love to make this interactive. Please use the chat feature. Tell us which of these videos you found interesting. So let's start with the first one, which is a video campaign. Now, not only was this a very engaging and really nice looking animated video, but why it would connect with a person is not only have you just simply used their name, but also use the context in which they have interacted with the business. Now, every customer of a business creates a digital footprint within that company, whether it is the purchases that they have, the rides that they've booked, hotels that they've stayed at, anything. And now when you use that information in a really nice visual way, and you share that with the customer at the right time. It could be the way Facebook sends out these milestone videos saying you have completed a friendiversary, or LinkedIn sends these memorial videos of you completing, let's say, a year in a company. Those are great times when you already have a dopamine hit of that anniversary coming up. And now you see a video like this, the engagement that you would have from this is amazing. So even if every customer sees a similar looking video, but the content in that is personalized based on their interaction with the business, it can have a huge impact on the success of that video campaign. So let's look at another example, in this case of e-commerce. Now, cart abandonment is one of the biggest issues that e-commerce companies want to solve. A lot of them get people to their websites, get them excited about products, and customers even add products to their cart, but then they leave them for whatever reason. It could be checkout experience, it could be wanting to do more research, any of this. And a lot of companies end up using some sort of contextual email to connect with customers. But all they say is, hey, come back, 2 items are waiting in your cart. But instead, if they sent a really nice looking video like this, which is personalized based on the items in their cart, which has a personalized coupon code that people could use and get a discount, that would lead to much higher engagement rate, that will lead to much higher success of that cart abandonment campaign. So that's an e-commerce use case. Now let's look at something slightly different, more from a customer support and engagement point of view. Now, this is a very interesting example because this is an actual customer which is solving customer support problems, where they get thousands and thousands of calls a month where people are just asking them, why is my invoice like this? Why am I paying for so and so thing? And can you help me understand my invoice that I got? And so what this customer wanted to do was reduce these customer support calls by proactively informing their customers about what their invoice is, why the individual line items are there. And in this case, the company's goal is to reduce the number of customer support calls, build that trust with customers. And personalization can be as deep as this, where every person gets a different video which has the content not just of their individual line items in their bill, but the right payment amount, the date, and all of those things. And this builds the sort of trust that you want with your customers. Now, these were examples of more auto-generated videos which are triggered based on some sort of an event, a customer completing a milestone, leaving some items in their cart, or their monthly billing date coming up. Now, let's look at different examples around user-generated content, starting with watching this first video.
Well, Satish, that was one of the areas that I saw that Bridge Digital could use Rocketium in our day-to-day use with sales follows up. I wanted our salespeople to be able to provide a quick video overview for a meeting that we just hosted or attended. The goal was to have that video created by our salespeople while they were sitting in the parking lot, while it was basically fresh in both the salesperson's mind and that potential customer. It would provide that video recap, and it would also provide a video that could be forwarded to people that were not able to attend the meeting and possibly other decision makers in the organization. So a very easy thing for non-technical salespeople to interact and create content that gets delivered and tells a compelling story. And speaking of telling a story, we have a customer, and it was basically the primary reason we found and went and looked for and found Rocketiam, was we have a customer who needed to create unique video content from their end users, and it needed to be edited together but following branding guidelines. So if we could show that video, Satish, that would be great. The key to properly telling a story that follows our brand guidelines is to provide a template that allows for users to upload content and produce that with already pre-approved material. And so telling a story in this manner was a very powerful tool for us and relied very heavily on the Rocketiam API. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later.
Go.
Eat Now is just amazing. It has boosted the presence of our outlet like never before. We have seen over 40% growth in our online orders with Eat Now. We just love their online support, and they're absolutely the best at what they do.
Obviously, customer testimonials, positive comments from our current customers, are an easy way to provide confidence to prospective clients. Someone who would take the time to add video testimony is even more powerful. That video testimonial could also be something that our customer would be likely to share on their social media platforms and potentially help sway the people that they influence. So another great reason to use Rocketiam.
So the goal
obviously, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Richie, go ahead.
One of the issues that we obviously run into is the effort that it takes. So, Satish?
Yeah, so the goal of showing these videos was to give you ideas and inspiration for how videos can be used for your business. We are already seeing a lot of comments where people are asking, but how do we do this? Or what is the cost of this? Can I really do it for my business? So some of those things we'll answer over here. But like Richie said, there is a big effort in creating these things. It is not an easy task to create these videos, which is why you're not seeing personalized videos to the scale that you should be. Now that you see all of these ideas, you think that I want to use it for many more use cases. So let us see how the challenges that you face, as well as some solutions for doing it. So on to Richie.
Thank you, Satish. One of the key things here is comparing making one video to producing thousands. It is possible to hire talent and provide edit systems and storage, plus the data points for personalizing one or even a dozen videos. We all know that it takes time and content, plus render and cost of production environment. Those are things that a lot of us already know about, the components and the costs that are involved there. So how could I afford the time and the cost to process personalized for 1,000 people or even more? That's the issue that we needed to address with our customer, who needed to create over 1,000 videos per month. So the design and the effort that goes into creating one is made affordable by being able to do it in scale and with the cloud tool sets that Rocketiam provide.
Yeah, so the goal of showing you this is to tell you that there are multiple ways to solve this problem. Many of you who are competent in technology, want to build these solutions, would be tempted to build something like this on your own. And This is not really to dissuade you from building something like this, but just to make you aware that building a scalable rendering technology that can create all of the videos that you saw above, by the way, if it was not clear, were made using Rocketium's platform. And we'll show you a little bit more about how that is done. But the goal of showing this was that if you have to build something that's scalable, that works across different use cases and produces videos that are really compelling, there is a lot of effort that goes into it. And this slide hopefully captures some of the other ways in which you could do this. Now let's get into Rocketium solution architecture and how this whole thing works together. So before I explain this, let me tell you that there are 4 different stakeholders when it comes to working with Rocketium. So one is your internal team, which is your designers and your developers who are using Rocketium as well as building the right kind of solutions for the customers. So the second is Rocketium's cloud infrastructure that hosts your videos, your templates, and the video rendering service. And then there is your own system that you would build. This could be as simple as a spreadsheet or a form or a custom solution that you have built the way that Richie and his team have done. And obviously the last one are your users who are interacting with your systems, where they are giving in inputs like images, videos, text, or they are recipients of these videos where an automatically generated video was sent to them. So the way Rocketium solution works is that designers start by using either the Adobe suite of After Effects, Premiere Pro, things like that to create templates, or from scratch they create a template in Rocketium. Wherever you create templates, ultimately you would end up making very easy video templates within Rocketium, and many of the videos that you saw before were created within 2 or 3 hours within Rocketium. These templates get saved in Rocketium's cloud, after which they are exposed via programmatic interface to your product and system. So if you give this small piece of code, which I'll show you later, to your developers, they will be able to integrate Rocketium's APIs into your system. And then at scale, your system will be able to generate these videos and send them to customers via multiple routes. It could be on social, it could be sitting on your website, it could be sent via email. And all Rocketium does is you give it the data, it uses the template and then produces an MP4 file that you can use the way you want. Let's get a little deeper into the products that we have. The first product is called Rocketiam Code. The way this works is it breaks down what a video is into its components so that you can change those components programmatically and then get any sort of video that you want. So in this case, what you're seeing on the right is a screen grab from the video, which has an image in the background, or it could have as well been a video. Then you have a text overlay on top, which says Katie, you're special. Another text overlay on top, which says use code KT20 to get 20% off. Now, if you had to make a video like this, you would think that you would have to get a designer and use some sort of design software to make it. And what we are saying is you can do all of this programmatically. This small piece of code that you see on the left is something that you would give to your developers, or if you're a developer, this already makes sense to you, because what you are seeing is the text that is on the right is just passed as text. If you notice the text field over there, it is exactly what is on the right, as well as the image field is exactly what is in the image in the background. You send this to Rocketium's cloud, it renders it as an MP4 file and gives it back to you. So a video, which is a collection of scenes which have media and text in them, can be stitched together completely through automation. So this is the first product. Let's see how it was used to make your personalized video invite. So like I said, our designers used our online creator to make a template. The online creator is called Studio. They created a template that had placeholders like first name. Then our devs wrote a small script that went through all the attendee names and then used Rocketiam Code to send the first name as well as the template ID to our backend, which then rendered all of these videos and then automatically created a page for you and then sent you a link to that. So all of you got that link, which was completely created through automation within 2 minutes of you signing up for the webinar. So that is the power of Rocketiam Code, that you're able to create very personalized looking videos within minutes. Now let's look at another case where instead of completely through automation, you wanted to do it by enabling your users to create videos. That product is called Rocketiam Button. And what it does is Rocketium's powerful video creator can be embedded within your site. So again, what you get is a small code snippet that you would give to your developer. So the way you would embed a YouTube video player, or you would embed any other small piece of script on your site, you would add Rocketium's code on your site. And then once you do that, on your website there will be a literal button. When your users click on that, Rocketium's video creator will open up. So the screenshot that you see here has Rocketium's video creator in the smaller rectangle in the middle, and the outside is the product that you have. So imagine you are an e-commerce company wanting to enable your sellers to create videos, or you are a marketing automation company wanting to allow your customers to create videos for different campaigns. There could be many use cases of this, including a very simple use case like the one that we used for the webinar. So let's see, in the case of a webinar, how Rocketium button could have helped all of you to create your own personalized invite. We would start with the same process. A designer would use Rocketium Studio to create a template, the same sort of template that they created for Rocketiam Code. Once you have the template, our devs would then take that, put it on a landing page, and then you would see a very simple interface like this, where all you have to do is you have to enter your name and your email address and press submit. When you do that, the rest of the process is exactly the same. The video data is sent to Rocketium Cloud, it renders the video, and then it gives you back the video in this hosted page. So these are two products, one for completely automated creation and one for user-generated content creation. But both of them start with your designers. And of course, Rocketium has a design team that can assist you in creating these templates. But the idea is that you start off with really nicely produced designer templates where you don't have to compromise on storytelling, don't have to compromise on how the video looks. And then you can create these sorts of videos at scale. Now, like I said, one big reason for having Richie on this call and talking to you is that he's been successful with a lot of companies in building these kinds of solutions. So we'll want to hear a little bit more from him about how he went about building this kind of a solution. And at all of these points, how did he interface with the Rocketium team?
Well, Satish, we have access to a number of video production tools, broadcast quality production tools. And there are a number of video web tools that are readily available, but it turns out they're not all created equally. What we found was Rocketium has a unique tool set that provides us all the elements required to be successful. You were able to take our Adobe project and turn it into a creative design template inside of Rocketium, which allowed us to use your API to send in unique content to build an extensive story edit that normally would have had to have been done in Adobe Premiere or similar tools. We did use Avid and Adobe to create some of the elements that drove that design, but the rendering tools and the API was all Rocketium. And basically, since we've been engaged with Rocketium, your sales team, the project management team, and support group have been excellent. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and we're very proud to be associated with you and your team.
Thanks so much, Richie. The really key thing that I want to highlight here is that what we are doing with Richie and similar customers that we work with is that we really think of this as a partnership. That Richie and his team came in with a deep experience in video, personalized video content, working with content creators from around the world, including large broadcasters. So they used Rocketium platform. They also helped us co-create some of these features that are now available to the rest of our customers. So that has been a really key part of our association with Bridge Digital and Richie. So that is something that we look forward to having with every other customer. And one big reason for working with a lot of agencies is that they bring in the expertise and the customer knowledge and the industry needs. And then Rocketium's video platform can cater to that as well as be extended based on their feedback. So this is what we wanted to cover today. We have another 10 minutes or so to answer a lot of the questions that have been coming in. So we are sifting through that and we'll have time to answer a few of those. But like I promised, we will have a free consultation where Richie and his team, as well as Rocketium and team, will be available to help you understand how personalized video can be used for you and your business. So Nikita is sending you a link in the chat for a couple of questions that you will need to answer. Do answer those, and then we'll get back to you as soon as we can and figure out how to set up this free consultation. So onward to questions. The first one, Richie, is for you, where two, three people have asked the same question around what was your workflow of doing the integration, working with your clients, implementing this thing, and sort of end to end, how much time did it take? So anything on the workflow and time taken.
Sure. When we first found your solution, one of the things that we didn't fully understand was how do we take our Adobe project and turn that into a Rocketiam template. So your team was kind enough to do that work for us, and from the time we delivered it to the time that you returned it back, and also provided some guidance on how our API calls were done, was about 2 weeks. Now, we have a comprehensive tool set that's running behind the scenes to feed the API calls into Rocketiam, but only 2 weeks to get the information needed and prove the concept would both provide the end results that we were looking for in an affordable and timely manner.
Great. So the next question is, how do partners work with Rocketiam? So I'll answer this question more broadly. We have partnerships of different sort. We have a lot of agencies who work with us. Like I said, Richie and his team also do a lot of custom product development. And so the way we work with agencies is in a few ways. If you are a marketing agency that wants to come up with custom video campaigns like the ones that we showed you, or do personalized video outreach for people and so on, and you have a technology team that can implement this kind of a solution, all you have to do is get access to our code product or button product, take a little bit of code, experiment with it, and then go live within a few weeks. And then our account management team helps you with the onboarding process, helps you with any support that is required to make you successful. The other model, which is what Richie is also doing, is a more close partnership, where not only is he building solutions on top of what we have, but also going to completely new set of customers and pitching video-based solutions to them based on what need they have. So somebody like Richie comes with experience of coming up with solutions as well as finding a good way to solve them, and Rocketiam's platform can be the underlying layer for it. And so when that happens, we have what we call a solution partner. And a solution partner is also somebody who gets a revenue share for every new business that they bring in. So this creates a sort of win-win partnership between us, where not only are we supporting you with a technology layer, but we are participating together in the business and the success that we are creating ultimately for the agency's client. So the next question is more about the kind of support that the Rocketiam team gives. So maybe let me have Richie answer this first, and then after that, I could take a stab at it.
Well, from our customer point of view, we have a number of ways to communicate. We've been enabled a Slack channel, which was an area that we used internally. So another Slack channel was turned on so that I could speak directly with our sales and product manager and support relative to our requirements, and then basic email and accessibility to even Satish. So it's been great.
Yeah, and I'll add a little more over here. So maybe even in the email that we follow up with, I'll send a link to a recent interview that we did with one of the largest customer support software companies in the world, Freshdesk, where they had interviewed us about our customer support practices. They had reached out because they knew about the kind of customer support that we do. So our goal today, even as we serve 100,000 plus users from around the world, is to give exceptional customer support. We are grateful to have the kind of support and the kind of service that we can give, because the customers that we have, we're really grateful to have them. And so when Richie and his team have needs, we have our VP of business who's supporting and making sure that the overall success of the project is ensured. We have a dedicated account manager for customers who make sure that the engineering team that we have knows about the kind of features that are required, any other changes that have to be made, they are aware of it. For the most part, our product and platform covers everything that you need. But if you have very custom needs, we are happy to accommodate that in our roadmap and build those out as well. Rocketium as a platform over the last 4 years has evolved and has grown because of the feedback that we have gotten from customers. So we are very happy to incorporate your feedback and build that into the product. So we have a few more questions, but what I think we'll do is we'll compile this into an FAQ and send it along with the email that we have. There are questions around the workflow, around timelines, as well as specific ways in which we can work with agencies. So we'll address it in a longer format in the email, but we are really glad that you were here, you listened to what we had to say about personalized videos. Clearly, there was a lot of interest in all of you in personalization and personalized video, which is why you came, and all of you at different times of the day, depending on where you are. So hopefully you got a lot of ideas for where you can use it in your business, how you can do it, and possibly how you can work with either Bridge Digital or Rocketium or both. Any other final words to say, Richie?
No, I appreciate you including us, and have a great rest of the day or evening.
Great. Thank you all once again, and look forward to seeing us in a following email as well as future webinars that we do. Have a nice day ahead.